My daughter Gina has a 4-year-old.
Okay,
Who's
thanks,
now
Tom.
reading first grade.
Well, the guy gave me a call.
We can have everyone's attention here. We're going to have a moment of silence before we start our meeting, please. Now call to order the meeting, July 17, 2025 meeting of the St. Clair County Board of Commissioners. And we have call to order the President.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Angie,
Present.
Commissioner Beeden,
Present.
Commissioner Trillo,
Here.
Commissioner Felix,
Here.
Commissioner Rushing,
Here.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Here.
Commissioner Chairperson Samasco.
Here. Next item, 4. Who has the motion on 4A?
4A, I am moving to delete item 16A, which is pending litigation for the Good Time lawsuit.
Support.
Motion and support. And the reason for that, Carrie, is that what's going on with that?
That was at the request of legal counsel. They felt that if we waited a little bit, he would have a better update for you.
Okay. And then there's going to be a motion to go into closed session. That's coming out of closed session, right?
That's correct. We still do need to go into closed session for collective bargaining, though.
Has that motion been modified for whoever has it? I don't know if we fix that. I think it's in my packet. It's still on there. We'll, while you're looking at that, we will, okay, no further discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion, we've now amended the agenda. Motion on 5. You want to move to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented with that deletion.
Support.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion on item 6.
This time I make a motion to approve and file the minutes of the June 26, 2025 commission meeting, I believe it should say July 2nd, 2025 standing committee meetings, and the July 3rd, 2025 special meeting.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a motion on a proclamation.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the proclamation recognizing Detective Sergeant William Cope for his years of service for Clay Township Police
Support.
Department.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Anyone care to tell us what that's about before we read it into the record? What's that about, Dave?
Detective Sergeant Bill Cope is retiring with, I believe, 26 years of service for Clay Township
Okay.
and the police department. He's worked from patrol up through sergeant and detective, so.
Is there anyone here to present that to him tonight, or is that just going to be passed and then sent off to the department? Do you know?
I'll take it down to Chief Coach.
Any further discussion, questions, comments? All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for that, Dave. Consent agenda motion, please.
Mr. Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda, item A through D.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is adopted and passed. Reports of standing committees. We'll start with Mr. Vandenbosch. Anything,
Nothing tonight, sir.
Dave? Rush?
Nothing tonight.
Bob?
Community and Economic Development, I saw that the RFP, the request for bid, went out. I think that went out a day or two ago, Carrie, if I remember right. So we'll be looking to see some responses on that. That's all I have on that committee.
Okay, Joy?
Nothing this evening.
Lisa?
Yes, so earlier this week I did attend the legislative briefing for community mental health. I understand we were all very busy, so I was happy to go and represent the commission. I believe Tom Hall also attended, representing the county, so that was great. I did forward you all of the materials. They are quite extensive. I hope that you at least take a look at the video. It is in regard to the procurement process that we adopted the resolution in opposition of. We had state legislators there from 3 of our counties, surrounding counties. It was a very enlightening event. It was hosted by St. Clair County CMH and Macomb County CMH. So it was a great event, updating the legislators on what is happening at MDHHS and how and why community mental health system as a whole is opposing it, and how this procurement process is in opposition to the current mental health code and the changes legally that would have to happen. And some of their big concerns echo our concerns as our current commission and our concerns as far as local choice, local control, having a say. And if they did go to a private system, how there would be no Open Meetings Act, there would be no FOIA ability. And I know that those things are concerns of this board. And so you have all of those materials. So if you need some light reading, having trouble sleeping, all of that information is in your email. And of course, Deb Johnson can answer any of your questions.
I did call Deb Johnson Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was surprised. She said it was well attended, but that some of the legislators had not seen what that governor was proposing, which I thought was surprising.
And so it's not coming from the governor's office.
Oh,
It's
okay.
coming from MDHHS, which is why the legislators aren't clued in, because it's a separate
But
department.
MDHHS is appointed by the governor. I mean, to me, it's,
It's a department, yes, but it's not coming out of legislators, so.
okay. Carrie, anything from,
I just want to point out, as part of my assistance of Commissioner Vanden Bosch and his Judiciary and Public Safety Committee, I did meet last week with Sheriff King and Under Sheriff Spatafor. Spent some time talking with them about the operations of the jail. Took a nice long tour of the jail, met with the jail administrator as well and other staff. Learned quite a bit, came up to speed on a number of different things, and so I just wanted to add that to the report.
okay. Okay, thank you all for that. Turn to citizens wishing to address the board. We'll start with the person who came the farthest, Julian Ruck. Mr. Ruck, do you want to tell us about Polly's Place?
All right, good evening, everybody. Starting with Mr. Vanden Bosch, I owe you an update of the plants you delivered to us last summer. So for those that don't know, Mr. Vanden Bosch was kind to deliver, was it 44 trays, something like that? Drove up in a big moving van full of extra starts from his farm that flushed out our garden at Ullenbrooks. I was intercropping and filling as much place as possible there, which fed the neighborhood with such abundance that restaurants were coming to access it to lower their food costs. I mean, it was everybody and anybody, and it worked out perfectly there. And then we still had some extra plants, and so I came here talking about Polly's Place, asking for support for that. So though we're barely getting started there, I put out some plants there. And then I reached out to City Manager James Freed. We don't need water long-term with our no-till regenerative methods, but it'd be nice if we could have a water hookup temporary just to water those plants. And he said, sure. We agreed to a fire hydrant hookup, and then it never happened. And I waited all summer, not just waiting all summer, out of sincere dedication to those plants that you gifted us. I was wheelbarrowing water from Knox Field, a block and a half, to the garden, and then one at a time, when I could have had, just stopped responding to emails, then when held accountable, went off on, I never promised this, and the fire department said it would be too hard, and you tried to ask me to get it for free, and all these things that never happened. So Ullenbrooks, great, and I thank you sincerely for that. We probably got about half the yield we could have on the south side. Which brings me my last minute to someone I've known a good long time, Commissioner Beeden. The city's been stonewalling me. We made a deal. It cost me everything I own in this world, and then some. I'm still in significant debt. The deal was a conversation, an open conversation. They don't respond to emails. This past council meeting Monday night, it's just like, okay, so if I'm working without getting paid on city-owned property to install an edible free food garden, I have a 10-year contract, being prohibited and inhibited from earning money in any way to do that. Does that make me an indentured servant to the city of Port Huron? A sharecropper, or worse? So it's your precinct. I know you can do something. So I hope you meet me out in the garden, Mr. Vanden Bosch. I hope you can see our development too. And any of you, anybody, at the end of 27th Street off Nern, Southside Port Huron. Thank you.
Sandra Richardson.
Sandra Richardson, Fort Gratiot Township. I attended a health department meeting this week just to stay updated with what's going on at the health department, and I understand that they're trying to educate the county on either the use or lack of use of fluoride in the area, and I do think it's something that needs to be caught up with because of when we started doing this, it was, some time ago, maybe in the 60s, I'm not sure, when we started putting fluoride in the water. I think with that, even that being said, we need to look at the pros and cons of it. And I went to the health department meeting without, complete knowledge of where do we have fluoride in St. Clair County, where don't we, and what are the benefits, who wants it and who doesn't. Someone, on the board at the meeting assumed that because we have fluoride in Fort Gratiot water, that we voted for that. And I don't believe that's true because, that was a board member thinking that's probably how it happened or should have happened. And that's probably how it should have happened. I'm not for or against anyone here using fluoride, but I do think it should be your own personal choice. And with that being said, there was a couple things brought up at the meeting, educating the public who has it in the townships, who doesn't, how'd you get it, and what are the pros and cons of it. So I think minimally we need to do that. But I worked in the dental field for over 20-some years, and I could say there's pros and cons to it. But and then, with that being said, they said the poor, children's teeth, adult teeth, and what the benefits are. But I would go back to St. Clair County and say a bigger problem than not having fluoride in your water is having a dental population of professionals that want to serve the public. Because when I was involved in pediatric dentistry way back in the 80s, I worked for a gentleman, pediatric specialist, that went above and beyond serving low-income families, even to young adulthood. So I think not only the fluoride's something to educate us on, but more of the dental population needs to reach out. We had a clinic back then that he got 8 to 10 volunteer dentists to work on people that didn't qualify for the dental program. And even the health department told us all this week how hard it is to get into that program. So it's a bigger problem than you think, and the fluoride needs to be, people need to be educated on, do you want fluoride? And if you do, is there a way to get it without giving it to everybody? But, so I just think it's something our community needs to look at. And I can go out on the streets here in Port Huron, Fort Gratiot, any county today and bring you in 30 people that could use dental care, but there's a way to do it.
Thank you. Chris Bartow.
Hi, everybody. Chris Bartow, Clyde Township. I also attended the Advisory Board of Health meeting, and I do support Dr. Nevin's fluoride memorandum. As somebody who grew up in Warren, I think 1962 is when they started putting the fluoride in the water there, and I can tell you that I have a mouth full of cavities, huge fillings, and I don't feel like it did me, my sister, my brother were all the same, that much good. I really don't know that much about it, but I feel like people should have the choice whether they want that in their water. And back then, 1962 was almost kind of like that 50s feeling, like we're going to do it, and here you go. So I kind of feel like people should have more of an option, and it really needs to be looked into. I think Florida and maybe Arizona, another one of the states, and I read that in Europe they don't add the fluoride. So I just kind of feel like it should be looked into. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jill Bartow.
Hello, I'm Jill Bartow, Clyde Township, my sister. I might add to my sister's comment that our mom did not allow sugary drinks or anything, so it wasn't that, or she never gave us candy, so that wasn't the reason that we all had fillings. Don't know. But anyway, I'm also here in support of Dr. Nevin's fluoride memorandum. I feel like we should be able to have the choice of chemicals that are going into our bodies rather than everybody getting it. If you don't want it, you shouldn't have to have it. It doesn't provide that much benefit that we can tell. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Libby Prill.
Good evening. I very much appreciate that the board and the county medical director and the health department, that you're all taking a look at the need and benefits versus negative health aspects of water fluoridation. So I did a little bit of research. I like to do that kind of thing. And what I found was that countries like China, India, Japan, and nearly all of Europe, they do not add fluoride to public water. For different reasons, but one of the most repeated aspects of what I read was that from the standpoint of practicality and finance, public water is not typically ingested, like the majority of it isn't that you're using it for drinking, but you're using it for like household chores. You're bathing in it, you're cleaning, you're washing laundry, you're watering the lawn. So, these programs can, it's not, what I looked at, it's not that it's exorbitantly expensive, but you're paying for something that really isn't being used in the way that we're being led to believe. So fluoride supports tooth health. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. And my guess is that most of us probably use toothpaste that contains fluoride, because most toothpaste do. But more recent studies show that adding fluoride to drinking water may actually cause health problems, including negative effects on the brain, bones, and kidneys. So I was looking at a couple of educational studies or studies that refer to education. And the biggest impact of concern in that area is in younger children. Growing children consuming, fluoride typically score approximately 7 points lower on an IQ test. So not saying that 7 points, is significant, but it's still significant, Since COVID, I think the public is increasingly concerned with mandates, things that we're being forced to, put in our bodies. And I think there's been a lot more research, and we're making headway into eliminating a lot of unnecessary things in our daily life, particularly of late. I think all of us as parents will celebrate the fact that food dyes. Some of them have been eliminated and will no longer be in our food chain, which is really good. So we see by all of these actions, by all of these studies that, the electorate, we're paying attention. And what we're finding now is that the public is catching up with the science. And removing fluoride, it isn't going to, prohibit anyone from access to it. Again, you can get it in your toothpaste, but it gives us choice. We would now have a choice to consume fluoride or to not. And I think that's a good thing for the county. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Libby. Have Leanne Klink.
Hello, I'm Leanne Klink from Port Huron. I'm a registered nurse and on the Board of Health Advisory Committee. I just want to thank you for allowing us to address you as commissioners regarding any health issues or any issues for that matter. Fluoride is a big topic at our meetings. I think you all know that. I am encouraged by Dr. Nevin's memorandum. It is very thoughtful and insightful. There's a lot of information he did not include. I do recommend and encourage you to keep pushing our board to review it on a regular basis and address it so that we can help the community overall. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Dawn Falk, fluoride.
Good evening, I'm Dawn Falk from Port Huron Township. I'm also on the Advisory Board of Health with Leanne. I strongly support Dr. Nevin's fluoride memorandum dated June 17th, 2025. I've done a lot of reading about this subject, and I've talked to numerous informed individuals, and at the end of the day, I have to ask, why in the world are we putting fluoride in the municipal water supply? Here's a few quick fluoride facts for you. Out of 196 nations, only 24 have any fluoridation. Over 95% of the world is fluoride-free. Fluoridation is an outdated form of mass medication. Unlike all other treatment processes, fluoridation does not treat the water itself, but the person consuming it. The FDA accepts that fluoride is a drug, not a nutrient, when used to prevent disease. Fluoridating the water is a form of medication. That's why most Western European nations have rejected the practice, because in their view, the public water supply is not an appropriate place to be adding drugs, especially when fluoride is readily available for individual use in the form of toothpaste. The obvious reason to end fluoridation is that fluoride main benefit comes from topical contact with the teeth, not from ingestion. Even the CDC's Oral Health Division now acknowledges this. There is simply no need to swallow fluoride, whether in water, toothpaste, or any other form. Further, despite the early claims that fluoridated water would reduce cavities by 65%, modern large-scale studies showed no consistent or meaningful difference in the cavity rates of fluoridated and non-fluoridated areas. And just a few more fun fluoride facts. Fluoridated countries do not have less tooth decay than non-fluoridated countries. Fluoride supplements have never been approved by the FDA. According to the International Academy of Oral Medicines, fluoride is a neurotoxin at any level. And oh, by the way, it's not even mandatory to have fluoride in Michigan's water supply. So again, I say, what the heck are we putting fluoride in our water supply? I very strongly support Dr. Nevin, our St. Clair County Medical Director's fluoride memorandum. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. We have two left. We'll do, save the best for last. We'll have Anthony Farrell, CMH privatization.
Hello, Anthony Farrell. I'm pastor at Crossroads Community Church in St. Clair. I live in St. Clair Township. I wanted to address the issue of privatization of community mental health. I had Deb Johnson on my podcast today to help people become more aware of the initiative to privatize community mental health. And so I'm against the privatization of our CMH. A big part of our problem with mental health in our society is people have become more separated from their community. They're feeling more like a number, a process, disconnected from relationships. And so privatizing our community mental health just further feeds into that. The insurance companies or the lowest bidders out for economic gain are going to, gain the influence that will be separated from accountability, from connection, from the leaders, the partnerships with our community. And so it's just one more step in that trend where people who have power are gaining more power and people who have less power are being more separated and removed from it. And so I know that the commissioners have taken a stand or have against the privatization, but my concern is not a lot of people are aware of this and the implications of what this is going to have for so many people and the trend that this is moving towards. So I'm just here to try to create more awareness. So I, again, had Deb Johnson on my podcast today, so that will go out to a lot of people. And anything that you could suggest to me that we could do to more stall or to avert that direction, I would appreciate. But of course, on SCCCM S3Cs MH, which is the St. Clair Community Mental Health.org, SCCCMH.org, they have steps that can be taken so that you can address the legislators and representatives to make them aware of the move in this direction. Thank you for listening.
Eileen Tesh on FOIA.
Good evening. I have two matters today. First of all, I'm asking for your assistance. Back in early May, I sent a FOIA request to the FOIA coordinator, specifically asking for the information, any and all contracts, receipts, reports, records, emails regarding the St. Clair County Sheriff Matt King's annual report for 2024 and through 2025. He passed it out to, I believe, all the municipalities. He brought copies to the St. Clair County GOP. And to date, I have not received any response. I have not received the response as far as the FOIA. Ms. Christine Morris did respond to me after receiving the FOIA to confirm that she did receive it, and then she had some questions, exactly what I was looking for. I took some screenshots and sent it to her. I have not heard back from her. I also spoke to the assistant administrator, and he said that he would look into it. And to date, again, I sent another email recently, haven't heard from you. Bottom line, it is unlawful. It is a violation of the FOIA. It's been 2 months. I don't know if, I don't want to say anybody's stonewalling me. Perhaps it fell through the cracks, but I would like this information, so anything you can do to expedite this would be greatly appreciated. I, too, was at the St. Clair County Health Department meeting, advisory board meeting. Speaking of fluoride, and I just shared my personal experience. Back, I'm 66 years old, so back when I was in my 20s, after law school, went to the dentist. I've had numerous dental issues. They gave me a fluoride rinse. Within minutes, my gums started burning and bleeding. And when I asked, what was that? And he said, that's never happened before. I said, he said, it's a fluoride rinse. I said, don't ever put that in my mouth again. And I said, but what I'd like you to do before, this is the internet, could you please provide me with some studies that fluoride will prevent cavities? He did provide me with some studies, and I immediately looked to the back to find out who was funding it. Procter & Gamble and Johnson & Johnson. I just read recently the most dangerous aisle in the supermarket is the toothpaste aisle. And you know the toothpaste says, if you swallow, contact poison control. Thank you.
Thank you. No other public comments at this time. We will turn to our unfinished business. Any unfinished business? Seeing none. Item 12, new business. We have a motion on A, please.
Yes, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the June 2025 county disbursements in the amount of $14,540,800.81.
Second.
Thank you.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Felix?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandembosch?
Yes.
Chairperson Smaska?
Yes. 12B, please.
This time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the revisions to the Health Department Advisory Board bylaws.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12C.
This time I move to approve the fiscal year 2026 County Veteran Service Fund Grant application in the amount of $70,130.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Felix?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vandembosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Chairperson Smaska?
Yes. 12D, please.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Margaret Smith to the library board as District 5 representative for the remainder of 5-year term expiring 8/26 of 2025.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 12E.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve fiscal year 2024 Homeland Security Grant Program, Operation Stone Garden Grant Agreement in the amount of $136,500.
Support?
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Felix?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes?
Commissioner Vanden Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. 12F, please.
Mr. Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the updated comprehensive emergency management plan as presented.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. 12G.
At this time, I'll move to approve the contract with Combined Public Communications for inmate phone, video visitation, and tablets for the Intervention Center for a 4-year term.
Support?
Thank you.
Motion and support. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 12H.
This time I move to approve the fiscal year 2025 Marine Safety Program Grant Agreement in the amount of $97,050.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Felix?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. Item 12I, please.
This time I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement with Titan Pavement for the seal coating of asphalt paved surfaces at the landfill in the amount of $29,034.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch?
Yes.
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Torello?
Yes.
Commissioner Felix?
Yes.
Chairperson Samasko?
Yes. 12J.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to appoint David Gaharo as member-at-large representative on the Aeronautics Advisory Board for the remainder of a 3-year term expiring 9/30/27.
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item K, please.
At this time, I'd move to internalize landfill operations and approve the requisite equipment purchases and manning table additions.
Support.
Any discussion?
Sure. What are we spending all this money for?
That would be a question for our administrator. Administrator, here, what are we spending all this money for?
Well, this analysis in front of you shows the difference between internalizing the operation and comparing it to our low bid. So this is a significant increase over what we are currently paying. Either option is.
But we've also got revenues decreasing at the,
So currently, our landfill revenues are down significantly and our costs are up. So we are going to be in a position that the general fund is going to have to start supporting the landfill with significant appropriations going forward, unless there's some changes made.
What I can offer on that, Dave, is, we had Pulaski did not renew the contract, and they agreed to this extension so that we could privatize that, because after the bids came in, correct me if I'm wrong, Carrie, the Pulaski's contract was, what was their last contract, generally speaking?
It was approximately 1.4, 1.5 million with the extra work.
And then the bids that came in were how much? If Pulaski's out, the new bids were going to be, what was the range on that?
Between 2.9 and just over 5 million.
Okay. So, looking at it, I looked at it kind of, you're a farmer, I looked at it, I know I'm seeing what they're doing out there with equipment. I favored that because I think it was Joy actually had the idea, so what if they internalize that? You bought equipment, did it yourself, and there's some things built into the Pulaski contract for fuel surcharge and things like that, I think it's a thing, I think we should try it, especially, I don't want to sign on to a $3 million contract on something that cost us $2 million, when we maybe can do it, give it a try for less. If it doesn't work, we'd have to farm it back out, but that was my 2 cents worth. But what's your concern about it?
why are we in the landfill business?
Well, I guess that's a debate for another day. It's, it was, when I was.
I mean, it's just it's just going to be a huge hole in the ground where we're going to keep throwing money into.
Well,
We talked about unprivatizing the operators and bringing that in-house, so we're making government bigger again. We're getting a series of that.
I think there's going to be discussion coming forward with the consent agreement and with this class action lawsuit maybe getting resolved, and some of the things we did with the peer review. I think we'll be talking about all of that. This one, why are we in the business at all? Do you sell it? Do you keep it? What do you do with it? How do you manage it? Do we do septage, no septage? All that stuff's on the table, right? So, I think that's probably a good discussion to roll into all that. Dave, what do you got?
On that, I think that we should maintain control, and what I would ask to do, I believe it was 8 years ago, we raised the tipping fees, because the cost of everything is going up. I believe the tipping fees in St. Clair County, and each household has approximately 1.5 tons that is put into the landfill every year. I believe with us in control of it, we can control and give a better cost for the residents of St. Clair County. If we were to sell this to Waste Management, I think you'd see the costs go up substantially. So what I'd like you to do, Carrie, is get with Matt and find out, because we need it to be a break-even operation. So the tipping fees, and right now I think $12 additional per ton would cover that, but that would be my guesstimate and what the revenue loss that we have. But it needs to be a break-even operation, and I still think would be at a lower cost than the majority of landfills within the state of
So
Michigan.
your rough math, Dave, you're saying maybe $12 a household? Is that what?
No, an additional $12 to what we're doing now. I believe it's at $24. I'm going from memory right now.
There's different rates depending on the type of waste.
I think we'll be looking at all that. Anyone else have any questions or comments on that? Go ahead, Bob.
I share Commissioner Vanderbush's concern about growing it. But as the community growing the landfill, as the community that hosts the landfill, and looking at the tons of garbage that's there, it ain't going anywhere. And everybody here has garbage they have to throw out. It's got to go somewhere. So it comes to my community. Mistakes were made by the county and by the landfill, and that incurred extra costs that we're going to have to bear. Now, how we do it, we've agreed to hire a consultant to take a look at it and recommend some things. My main concern is that we don't pollute the community around that landfill and keep people safe. I believe that once we come up with satisfactory solutions, I think it will make sense for the county to keep the landfill, because I think in the end, it will make some money. Most landfills do make money when they're run correctly. Our landfill got out of hand. But I share your concern about growing it. I'd love to see it go away, because it's a mile from my house, but that ain't going to happen. So we're going to have to try to make the best arrangement, and that's what we're looking at.
Any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Item 12L.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement with Miller Volt to replace the 2 chillers located at the sheriff's office in the amount of $1,025,328.
Support.
Thank you.
A motion and support. Any discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch,
Yes.
Commissioner Angie,
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden,
Yes.
Commissioner Trello,
Yes.
Commissioner Felix,
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing,
Yes.
Chairperson Samasco.
Yes. 12M, please.
This time I move to nominate Lynn Grover, Pauline Rep, and Dina Westfall for member-at-large representative on the Land Bank Authority Board for the remainder of a 3-year term expiring 12/31/2026, and forward the applications to the regular board meeting for appointment.
Any discussion?
I'll make a comment. One of the applicants, Deanna Westfall, is a resident of my district. She's been a Realtor for 10 years, has been following the activity of the land bank. I believe she'd bring a fresh face and a fresh viewpoint to that. I know we have some applicants that are experienced. I think that with the change on this board, it might be a good time to have fresh people on that land bank. So I would endorse her for that nomination.
How many spots are available?
Pardon me?
How many spots are available? 2. 2 spots and 3 applications? I thought we voted to put it through to vote on it today, last time, or is that not true?
I'm not sure. What's your records reflect? I mean, what do we?
Yes, it should be to be voted on tonight, this evening.
And so the motion is to nominate, but you're actually, it should be to
The-
place them in service.
Yeah, the motion should be to cast ballots.
Okay, all right.
Do I need to rescind
No,
my
I
motion?
nominate, they're nominated, and now we got to cast, I think that's sufficient. We've nominated them, we'll all, once we pass this motion, then we'll vote, correct? Carrie, is that?
Well, you'll vote, and then whoever wins is
Right,
the
well, we're
person,
gonna-
so you
the
don't need to
nomination,
vote.
these are the nominations, that'll close the nominations, and we'll vote for the two.
Well, there's one at-large position with 3 candidates. The other vacancy is for an elected township or city official,
Which would be.
which
okay,
none of
Pauline.
these candidates qualify for.
Other
So,
than Pauline Rep.
she's no longer an elected official.
Oh, I see, okay.
So there's 3 candidates for 1 at-large vacancy.
All right, so this closes the nominations, and we'll take the vote on that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the motion, is to close the nominations with those individuals and proceed to a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Who moved that? That's Dave, right? Dave did that.
I made the motion.
Who seconded that?
I think discussion started without, 'cause I don't
I think
know.
that was Rob Felix seconded that, I'm not sure.
I may have. It's been a long
You
night
you
already.
did, you just did.
Let's say I did.
You just did.
Support.
Okay, there you go. All right, we're good. We have a motion, we have a second. We have a well-stated, proper motion on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, we'll go proceed to the casting of the ballot for the position. The clerk can assist. Thank you for volunteering for that, Robert. I appreciate
Sure,
that.
I probably did.
What's that?
Okay.
Oh, I see. They all get it. I don't get one. That's it.
Stand by.
All right, whatever. Vote for no more than one, right?
Correct. Are you sure?
Yes.
Got all three.
Perfect.
Now, on these ballots, too, there was a citizen asking about how we record that. So now the vote will be recorded in the minutes of who voted for whom, or how does that work?
Yes. The clerk can put the commissioner's name and they will record in the minutes.
Okay. I thought we covered that before. The split? Okay, take your time.
Make sure you sign the ballot, please.
I did.
So that's the first one.
And I dated it.
Well, there's,
So we have to revote?
yeah. You got to revote.
Seven. It's 3-3-1.
Need to revote.
Oh, we do? I'll
It was a
sign it
split
this
vote.
time.
I put my name on it this time.
So number 2, is that vote number 2?
Same.
Usually she has through that. Okay.
If we agreed, we could take the lowest vote getter out and then re-vote, something like that. I don't know. 3, 2, 2. That doesn't work. Yeah. So,
That's what I thought we were talking about.
it's not a plurality, what they call it. I don't know who the 3 is. We could make a motion. Do we just accept the person with the most votes? We've got a situation where we have 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, and I have no idea who got the 3. We could have a motion to just take whoever got the highest vote out of the 7. The 3 would be the 1. I have no idea who that is. If that's agreeable to everybody. Or otherwise, I guess sometimes just kick it over to the next month, think about it more, come back, put it over for vote at committee in a couple weeks and see if we can't. Or we'll vote again. That's really the only options we have. So clerk, what do you think? What do you like? You're not a. Whatever the board would like.
Steve, explanation, you said the vote was 3-2-2?
There's evidently 3-2-2. I have no idea who the 3 is.
Right.
Who the 2 is. We could just, procedurally, we could make a motion to.
Filling one position, right?
Right.
Why wouldn't the highest vote getter get it?
Well, because it's by vote, the majority vote of the board. It's not
Okay, got it,
plurality.
got it, I got it.
But that's only if everyone agrees. I wouldn't do that unless everyone agrees. I mean, I would.
You need a
do that.
motion?
Well, only if everyone agrees. If people want to kind of chime in, I think that's a fair way to settle it, or otherwise, we vote again and see where it goes, and then, I don't know, we do that as many times as you want. And I know when you don't when it doesn't pass, you have to kick it over a couple weeks and take another run at it, talk about it, figure it out, and try and, So, they want, our clerk wants to know what the board wants, and I'm not the board. I have no idea what the board wants, so anybody want to chime in on how you want to handle that, or?
So I understand someone has to get 4 votes.
That's my understanding, is
Okay.
that it has to be placed by, any motion this board passes, it's not a plurality, it's a majority vote. So 4 carries the day. So we have a 3-2-2, and the only way to get around that is either change the rule a little bit, or kick it over and talk about it more, or something like that, or re-vote until somebody changes their vote. Was it 3-2-2 twice?
Yes.
Okay, 3-2-2 twice, so.
Hate to say it, but I think you have to kick it over because it's important to those that
Let's just,
voted. And,
let's just, is everybody comfortable with that? We'll just kick that over. We couldn't reach a consensus. We'll kick it over in 2 weeks and put it on for final action at committee in August. Does that sound okay? No objection? If we get a motion to do that, we'll do that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Lisa made a motion, and a second? Support. Motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Put it on for committee for final action. Very good. Item 12N.
At this time, I'd move to approve the funding allocation from the Blue Water Convention Center to TEI Condo Association for parking lot renovations in the amount of $17,000.
Support.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Angie?
Yes.
Commissioner Beeden?
Yes.
Commissioner Trello?
Yes.
Commissioner Felix?
Yes.
Commissioner Rushing?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanden Bosch?
Yes.
Chairperson Smasko?
Yes. 12-0. Motion carries. 12-0.
Mr. Chair, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to add 2 full-time operation coordinators and 1 full-time landfill attendant, 1, and to eliminate 1 part-time landfill attendant, 1, to the landfill's manning table.
Support.
Motion and support. Any discussion or questions? No questions?
Just dump more money into it,
Actually,
what the
Bob,
hell?
you supported that, right? You did support. Who else?
I just
Oh, you
made
did
the
who
motion.
did the second on that?
I did.
Oh,
Yes, he did.
I couldn't tell what it is. Thank you.
Well, what's this about, Carrie, just briefly? Is this part of this Tulaski thing, or?
No, so this is a separate proposal. The clerical position is to assist with the record keeping that's required under the consent agreement, the additional paperwork. And the 2 operations employees are also for the additional work that's required under the consent agreement, but it is also replacing the work that we are currently paying CTI to do at a much higher rate.
Okay, so it replaces some of the work CTI is doing. It's going to save money on that perhaps. Was this a design, but did you get involved with that with Matt, or who figured this out?
I put together that proposal to reduce our CTI fees.
Any other questions, comments?
There's a comment down here, I thought.
I'm just dumping more money into it, that's okay.
Same comment as the last one.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And it'll be a consistent comment.
Okay. All right, no further questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
Motion carries. Item 0, we're done with that. 13, yep. Administrator report.
Just a couple things I want to point out on there. The economic development RFP consultant that Commissioner Felix mentioned, those bids are due back on August 18th. The courthouse facility assessment, we did get 5 bids back. Tom is working with the chief judge, and a selection committee has been formed. So those bids are going to be reviewed by that selection committee, and a recommendation will come forward to you. He has also been working with the architect to get the design and process for the chairlift enhancement. And your August 7th meeting, the auditors will be here to present the annual audit to you.
Carrie, this committee is formed on the courthouse. Who formed it? Who figured out who's on it? Who's doing that?
We have administration staff, and then we deferred to the chief judge on who he wanted from the courts to sit on that committee.
How many on the committee? How many people?
The committee's quite large. He wanted several judges on it and some court administration staff.
And who do we have from administration? You and maybe some?
Currently, Tom is on it, and then we will have probably some representation from purchasing.
What about maintenance? Does any that get involved with that or no?
Probably not as part of the selection of the consultant, but certainly during the actual assessment, every department will be involved that interacts with that building. This is just to select the consultant, but during the actual assessment, there'll be a lot of interaction and involvement of all departments.
Okay. Anything else you have for the report, or is that it?
That's it, unless anyone has questions on any of the items on here.
Anyone have questions for the administrator? Item 14, miscellaneous business. Any miscellaneous business? Motion to accept and file administrative report.
I'll make the motion to file the approve and file the administrator's report.
Support.
Motion and second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, 14, miscellaneous business.
Mr. Chair, I have 2 things.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Bob.
The citizens that came tonight and spoke about the advisory board meeting and the fluoride issue, I am the commissioner that sits on the advisory board of health. And I want to tell the commissioners what transpired. The Dr. Nevin's memorandum asked for the health department to have an actual regulation that would have required communities to remove fluoride from their drinking water. Correspondence from Eagle and my own investigation indicates that Eagle has the authority over water supplies, not the county health department, and local governmental units. In other words, if you run a domestic water plant, that is your jurisdiction, not the county's. Our county health officer, Liz King, brought up that if we put a regulation in effect, a regulation becomes a type of mandate, and those communities that wanted to keep fluoride for whatever reason, the county would be taking that away. So what the advisory board chose to do after almost an hour of careful debate, it was a unanimous vote that the health department would prepare a package presenting pros and cons of fluoride. The advisory board would review that for content, and then that would go out to the communities that had a municipal water supply, and the residents could then petition the local communities who have the authority, according to Eagle, to pull that fluoride out of their water supply. The advisory board very much was against dictating to local communities and taking away that local control. So that's where we left it, and I felt comfortable with that solution. Again, Dr. Nevin wanted the county to regulate that. That is something the advisory board didn't want to do. And of course, I don't have a vote on that board as a sitting commissioner, but I think it was a good choice.
Just on that point, Bob, I know like from a legal perspective, the County Commission Act, you know, this board has authority for ordinances on county affairs that are but very limited. And municipalities and townships are protected from county overreach. So, but then the health department, just like this thing with the solar and all that, you know, that health department, that body of law, it's interesting from a legal perspective how that's going to shake out. And I don't really know the answer, so I'm sure Corporation Counsel will need to look at that. So in addition to, you say, overreach by the county versus a municipality that wants to fluoridate their water, you also have issues of the authority of this board under either the County Commission Act or the Public Health Code to do so. And the Public Health Code, to me, it gives a tremendous authority. Now, whether Eagle, you know, can claim that ground or not, it's really going to be a legal question, kind of interesting from a legal perspective. So they're looking at it, but the way it works is that it's in the right place. The Health Advisory Board is looking at it. They're going to present something to the public, then to us, and then we'll get involved with where we go with it at that point. So I think
I thought it was a best of the worst choices. You know, people want fluoride out, but the board gave it serious debate for almost an hour and didn't want to take away the local control unless it was.
It would seem like City of Port Huron, maybe Elginak, some Marysville, out where I live, we have well water. We've never had, there's nothing out our way, so it's limited, but it's still important. So, any other questions or comments?
Just on the topic of the fluoride in the water, can we get a copy of the memorandum? There was a lot of discussion about it tonight, and not having seen it, I would just like to be.
Dr. Nevin didn't forward it to everybody. I'll see that you get it.
I've actually asked for it. They sent it to me. Liz King sent it to me. So
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I'll forward it tonight, Lisa. I thought everybody had gotten it from Dr.
Probably contained on the agenda items for the Advisory Board of Health. Would that be a public document?
It could be.
We'll get it.
I'll forward it, though.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, Joy didn't
Steve.
either.
Just a
Bob,
comment.
Was there a number two thing,
Yeah, I
Bob?
have
Is that,
one more.
you're done? Bob had one more. Let him
Yes,
finish.
if I
this
could,
one,
I'll
and
be
then-
brief. The landfill, there's reluctance to throw money into the landfill, and I support that. It's a shame we're in that situation, but it also would be a shame for the county to walk away from this responsibility. My community suffered once from pollution. I think we have a responsibility to make sure it doesn't happen again, and I trust this board to do that. Private companies, from what I've seen, often their model is pollute and pay and keep going. We don't want that, and also, I think that we would find that it would be a mistake because private companies also will increase rates as they so dictate. I think that in the end, people are going to be paying more to have their garbage disposed of.
Talk about loss of local control.
Yeah, and our landfill supplies a lot of other services besides just putting the garbage there. If you get on the website, if you're not familiar, there's recycling and other things that they offer, environmental assistance. So as much as I hate the pollution that we had from the landfill, garbage has got to go somewhere.
Dave, you've been most patient. What do you have?
Back to the previous issue in regards to fluoride and local control. The Zoning Enabling Act is the actual, and it's in the Michigan State Constitution, that allows local municipalities to control their own destiny. In this issue, I believe, and we'll have Gary Fletcher look at it, there'll be more discussions in regards to the fluoride, but I believe the county health department does have the legal authority, regardless of what Eagle said. I think they have the authority, but have Gary Fletcher look at it. But I really don't believe that that's taken away local control, like the City of Port Huron. I think that should be under the health department, because they know a lot more about health department than the various township boards and city boards. That's about it.
Very good. Any other miscellaneous business, comments, questions? None. Motion on receive and file?
This time I make a motion to receive and file packets that were sent to commissioners, packets at their places, and any other information presented.
Support?
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now, item 16, closed session. We need a motion, but make sure it does not include the good time lawsuit, because that was deleted. So who's got that motion?
At this time, I'd make a motion to move into closed session to discuss collective bargaining negotiation strategy and to adjourn immediately thereafter.
Support.
The motion and support. No, for the record, that is one of the criteria under which you can have a closed session. We're making a record of that according pursuant to statute. So would anyone have any comments or questions on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We will now motion to adjourn into closed session. If we have a motion,
Make a motion to
discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned to closed session.